Well, here I am again, stuck with nothing to review. I keep reaching out to different companies to send me products to review, but apparently you need more than 9 subscribers for that. I've reached out to Apple, Samsung, LG, who else? Mainly just those 3 companies. It's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough. I mean, I can go back to reviewing pencils, but I've moved on past that, you know? Once you review a pencil, you're kind of done after that. It's really tough. I mean, I don't know how people do it. I'm just looking forward to the day when I reach 1 million subscribers and then I just make a confessional YouTube video saying, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore, guys. Because it seems like every YouTuber, once they become really successful after a while, they just kind of break down and they're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. I keep making videos every day, but it's almost like I'm doing it just for the sake of releasing a video. And that's what it seems like I'm doing now with only 9 subscribers. I feel like I just have the pressure to constantly spew out videos, you know? I feel like, what am I even doing it for anymore? You know, I've almost reached my goal of 10 subscribers, so at this point I feel like I've already reached the top of the mountain, you know? I mean, yeah, I could go back into my bag of CDs and like find more music to talk about, but that's already been done. See, that's the thing. That's already been done. That's what's really hurtful about this whole situation. See, I have this stack of CDs, but you know, that worked one time. I mean, can I really do that again? Huh? Can I really even do that again? I feel like I don't even have it in me to talk about another CD. I really don't. Nope. Not gonna talk about any of these CDs. Just not gonna do it. So if I'm not gonna talk about these CDs, what can I talk about? I can talk about the state of the world. But I tried doing that by reading news stories. That didn't go well, did it? If you look back and see the video called Why I Don't Watch the News, or Why I Don't Read the News. Oh, Tony, what are you gonna do? See, the problem is, I have to make a 10-minute video, and I'm only at 3 minutes. I can tell you once again that I haven't even started reading any of this Alan Watts book, but you already know that. You knew I wasn't going to read it. It's unbelievable. Right now, I should probably just turn this off and read some of that Alan Watts book, but I won't. Maybe I'll talk about this watch. Maybe I'll talk about this, like, smartwatch that I bought recently. This sort of, you know, this silly looking thing. It's called a Ticwatch E. Ticwatch is the company and E is just like the model of this watch. It's sort of, you know, it's sort of like really chunky and thick and sort of plasticky looking, and it kind of looks like a toy. Yeah, it kind of looks like a toy, but maybe I just wanted a toy on my wrist. But it's, you know, what can I really say about this watch? It's kind of what I got it for. Funny enough, is I can't even use it. I originally got this, so I got this so I could control the volume I did a review of my AirPods. These little headphones are like my favorite thing to use. They're so convenient to use. I did a review of the AirPods a while back, and since I got those, I've been looking for a way to control the volume on them. But there's no real fast way to do it. You know, you have to double tap and twist and talk to Siri, and there's no real good way to adjust the volume. So I figured, oh, I'm smart. I'm going to get a smartwatch, and then I can control the volume through the watch. Well, guess what? There's no real quick way to do it through any of these smartwatches. That's what's weird. You would think there would just be like a instant volume button. Like, you know, on phones, how they have like the little clicking volumes up and down. You would think, because the whole idea is, see, you get attached to wireless, but the whole idea of having wireless is that you don't have to have your phone in your hand every single time. So you're walking around your house, you're in the kitchen, you're in a call, right? Let's say you're in a call. Someone calls you on the phone and you're talking to them and everything's going great. You're having the time of your life. You leave your phone in the living room, you walk into the kitchen, la la la. Oh, and then you wash your plate, and then like the water's really loud, so you want to turn up the volume of the AirPods because, you know, the water's really loud. But you have no real quick way to do that. Your phone's not with you. You're fiddling around. And you would think these smartwatches would have just like an instant volume button. But no. First of all, in call volume, there's nothing you can do. There's no volume adjustment. If you listen to a podcast or if you listen to Spotify on your phone and it's going through your wireless headphones, you can control the sound of Spotify in different apps through the phone. But even that is not just like a one access thing. Like, you have to go into the menu. You have to click a few times. You have to click and then go into the menu and then go into the menu of the Spotify or whatever you listen to. And then it has like a little thing that you just keep clicking on the screen. So you have to there's at least 2 or 3 different things you have to press to eventually get to the volume. Which is kind of crazy. You would think that there would just be a quick access to volume, but there isn't. So that's I would say that's my main complaint, because I got this to have instant control of my, I basically bought this to have instant control of these for volume, and it doesn't give me instant control. It gives me about the same amount of control as before, where it's you know, you have to ask Siri to turn down the volume. You have to do this. It's always a couple of steps, you know? Because with your phone, you're not asking anybody. You have your phone with you, you just click volume up and down instantly. How come smartwatches don't have that? I thought they're supposed to be smartwatches. Isn't volume control one of the most obvious things you want in a smartwatch? Instant volume control, click, 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 up, down, instantly. I even I thought maybe you're saying, oh, Tony, it's just your silly little watch that you bought. It just doesn't have physical volume buttons on this. Well, I saw another phone that has physical volume buttons. I think it was I don't know, I forget the manufacturer of the phone, but it had here it had 2 physical buttons for volume, up and then down. So you think, well, that has it right on there. But even with that, you still had to go through the menu system and then you click. So from what I can tell, those weren't instant volume up and down either. You're still fiddling around through the menu systems and then you can adjust it through here. So much for a smartwatch. I would say as far as right now, watches are not really that smart. They're relatively smart, but I think smart is really pushing it. You know, that's sort of my take on smartwatches as of right now. So basically, this was an accidental review of the Ticwatch E. I love doing accidental reviews. They're actually kind of my favorite reviews to do because there's no pressure. See, if I had if I had told you that I was going to make a video on this watch, that would have been a lot of pressure. I would have had to have notes. I would have had to have like really nice camera angles and zooms and like pans. But I don't have to have any of that. All I had to do is just ramble on about this watch and the fact that it has no physical volume buttons. And I still have to fiddle around through 3 different menus to get to the volume. I believe this is what is called first world problems. Is that what the kids are saying these days? Because this is what this is, right? It's clearly a first world problem. At the end of the day, does it really matter? Not really. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just, you would think that like buying a smartwatch would be smart, but the one simple thing I wanted to do, have instant access to volume, I don't have that. But they'll get better, I'm sure. So, to conclude, is the Ticwatch E for you? Well, that's something you have to decide, you know? If you want instant volume access, probably not for you. If you want like a medium priced toyish looking watch, yeah, this is definitely for you. First of all, I'll say some positive things about this watch. It's very light. It's incredibly comfortable to wear. Like really, really comfortable to wear. I've tried on the Apple Watch quite a few times at the stores. They're kind of chunky. You know, it's funny because the Apple Watch looks kind of slim, but the underneath is really chunky. So when it sits, it doesn't sit well on your wrist. It's really chunky and it actually doesn't sit well on your wrist at all. This is really chunky, really thick, but ironically it actually sits on your wrist really well and it's super light. And these rubber bands are actually really comfortable. Yeah, so I would say the best thing about this watch is that it's incredibly comfortable. And that's about it. As far as features, it has Android Wear 2.0. Is that what the operating system's called? Wear OS. I think they changed it to Wear OS. So it's got, you know, it works with most of the Android apps. You know, it works with WhatsApp. It works with your text messages, you know. So yeah, that's about all. And it's also water resistant or splash resistant, IP67. So, you know, if you sprinkle water on it or anything else, it should still work fine. Battery life on the watch has been kind of like hit and miss. I've gotten like really bad battery life, but I just got it like 2 or 3 days ago. Apparently, you're supposed to charge it and fully discharge it like 3 times in a row, and then the battery should be a lot better. That's what I heard. So that's what I'm trying to do. We'll see how the battery life ends up being on it. It's really struggled to get me through the day, the first few days. Once again, yes, I know they're first world problems. Don't think that I'm not aware of how ridiculous I sound whining about a smartwatch. Oh no, my smartwatch doesn't get me through the day. Oh, my life is hard. Better not leave those comments. I understand how ridiculous this is. Whining about a smartwatch. Oh no, it doesn't pair well with my idiotically overpriced AirPods. I live such a hard life. Oh, Tony. Yeah, I know. Settle down. I understand how ridiculous this is. To conclude, whether you buy this or not is your choice. I get no percentage of it either way, so. And that's that. Ticwatch E. That's my review of it. If I find a watch out there that has instant volume control, or if you guys know of any watch, please tell me so I can buy it, review it, and do all that awesome stuff. Okay? Alright guys, so that was my accidental review of the Ticwatch E, and that's it. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.